How cheap is cheap, after all?
Wow.
That part I couldn't compromise on. Well, honey, I kinda already bought it for you, as a homecoming gift. Charlie peeked sideways at me with a hopeful expression. Wow, free.
That was so fucking
Have I ever
funny.
told you you sound like Hell Dragon from Hellfire Commentaries?
I do? Well, thanks a lot, because those guys rock. But anyway.
You didn't need to do that, Dad. I was gonna buy myself a car. I don't mind. I wanted to be happy here. He was looking ahead the road when he said this. Charlie wasn't comfortable with expressing his emotions out loud. I inherited them from him. So, I was looking straight ahead as I responded. That's real nice, Dad. Thanks. I really appreciate it. No need to add my being happy and forced is impossible. He didn't need to suffer along with me, and I never looked a free truck in the mouth, or anything.
Trucks don't have mouths. They don't. They don't have mouths. They can't eat. They don't breathe out of mouths.
Dashboard engine.
Well, yeah, but that's stupid. Why? No. That was just unnecessary, really.
Well, now, you're welcome, he mumbled, embarrassed by my thanks. We exchanged a few more comments on the weather, which was wet, and that's pretty much it for conversation. Conversation being capitalized. We stared.
For no reason. What the hell?
We stared out the window inside. It was beautiful, of course. I couldn't deny that. Everything was green. Trees, their trunks covered in moss, their branches hanging with the canopy on. I love it. The ground covered with ferns, even the air filtered down greenly through the leaves. It was too green, an alien planet. Eventually, we made it to Charlie's. He still lived in a small 2-bedroom house that he bought with my mother in the early days of their marriage. Those were the only kind of days their marriage had, the early ones. There, parked on the street in front of the house that never changed, was my new to me, truck. It was faded red with big round fenders and a bulbous cap. To my intense surprise, I loved it! I didn't know if it would run, but I could see myself in it. Plus, it was one of those solid iron affairs that never gets damaged. The kind you see at the scene of an accident, painted unscratched, surrounded by pieces of a foreign car it had destroyed. You know, well, I don't know, before I didn't see it, but now, like, after I read it, like, a second time through, it kind of feels like some girl from one of those reality shows, quote-unquote reality, and they're, like, talking about their life.
Horrible.
Off the reality show.
And yeah, and nobody really gives a shit.
Except this is a bestseller, so you can't say no.
So people are idiots. That's what I'm saying.
Wow, Dad, I love it. Thanks. Now my horrific day tomorrow would just be a little less dreadful. I wouldn't be faced with the choice of either walking 2 miles in the rain or accepting a ride in the Chief's cruiser. I'm glad you like it, Charlie said gruffly, embarrassed again. It took only one trip to get all my stuff upstairs. I got the west bedroom that faced out over the front yard. The room was familiar. It belonged to me since I was born. The wooden floor, the light blue walls, the peaking ceiling, the yellow lace curtains around the windows, which sounds really disgusting to me. These are all part of my childhood.
One bad childhood. Just by the
only
room.
changes Charlie ever made were switching the crib for a bed and adding a desk as I grew. The desk was now held a second-hand computer with a phone line for the modem stapled along the floor to the nearest phone jack. This was
wow. Who uses that
stuff
my mother, man?
So that we could stay in touch easily. The rocking chair from my baby days was still in the corner. So much detail, unneeded detail.
Really? I mean, I don't care what her room looks like.
Maybe you could be one of those stalker readers. You could admit. Sure.
I'm not like that.
There was only one small bedroom at the top of the stairs, which I could have shared with Charlie. I was trying not to dwell too much on that fact. One of the biggest things about Charlie is he doesn't hover. He left me alone to unpack and get settled. A feat that would have been altogether impossible for my mother. It was nice to be alone, not having a smile and look pleased. A relief to stare dejectedly out the window at the sheeting rain and just let a few tears escape. I wasn't in the mood to go all real, crying jag.
On a real crying jag. I don't know what a jag is, but okay.
Maybe we're not English enough.
Maybe we're not vampire enough.
Mm.
Where are the vampires? Where are the vampires?
I wouldn't save that for bedtime when I would have to think about the coming morning. Forks High School had a frightening total of only 357, now 58, students. There were more than 700 people in my junior class alone back home. All the kids here had grown up together, their grandparents had been toddlers together. I would be the new girl from the big city, a curiosity, a freak.
You are a freak, honey.
Maybe, if I looked like a girl from Phoenix should, I could work this to my advantage, but physically, I'd never fit anywhere. I should be tan, sporty, blonde, a volleyball player, or a cheerleader perhaps. All of those things that go with the living in Valley of Sun. Here it is! Oh my gosh, she describes herself for the first time!
Holy snap.
Instead, I was ivory-skinned, without even the excuse of blue eyes or red hair, despite the constant sunshine. I had always been slender, but soft somehow, obviously not an athlete. I didn't have the necessary hand-eye coordination to play sports without humiliating myself, and harming both myself and anyone who stood too close. When I finished putting my clothes in an old pine dresser, I took my bag of bathroom necessities and went into the communal bathroom to clean myself up after the day of travel. I looked at my face in the mirror as I brushed through my tangled damp hair. Maybe it was a light, but already I looked sallower? Sallower?
It says sallower. I'm gonna go with sallower.
Is that a word?
I don't know. No.
Sallower. Unhealthy. My skin could be pretty. It was very clear, almost translucent looking. But it all depended on color, and no color here. Facing my pallid reflection in the mirror, I was forced to admit that I was lying to myself. Honestly, I thought they said plaid for a second.
My plaid reflection in the mirror, guys.
Shut up! It wasn't just physically that I could never fit in, and if I couldn't find a niche in a school with 3,000 people, what were my chances here? I didn't relate well to people at my age. Maybe the truth was that I didn't relate well to people, period. Even my mother, who I was closer to than anyone else on the planet, was never in harmony with me, never on exact same page. Sometimes I wonder if I was sleeping the same through my eyes. If I was... what the fuck is wrong with me? Shut up. Sometimes I wondered if I was seeing the same thing through my eyes. The rest of the world was seeing through theirs. Maybe there was a glitch in my brain.
More than a glitch, honey.
But the cause didn't matter. All that mattered was the effect, and tomorrow would be just the beginning. I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to let you read now.
Oh god.
Kigo.
Wow, that was interesting. Okay. I didn't sleep well that night, even after I was done crying. Oh god, why did you make me start here?
Cause I love you.
The constant whooshing of paint and wind across the roof wouldn't fade into the background. I pulled the faded old quilt over my head, and later added the pillow too, but I couldn't fall asleep until after midnight, when the rain finally settled into a quieter drizzle. Thick fog was all I could see out my window in the morning, and I could feel the claustrophobia creeping up on me. You could never see the sky here. It was like a cage. Breakfast with Charlie was a quiet event. What?
Nothing, just keep going.
Okay. He wished me good luck at school. I thanked him, knowing his hope was wasted. Good luck tended to avoid me. Charlie left first, off to the police station that was his wife and family. After he left, I sat at the old square oak table in one of the 3 unmatching chairs and examined his small kitchen with its dark paneled walls, bright yellow cabinets, and white linoleum floor. Nothing was...
Does he like the color yellow?
I guess, I don't know. It's not a very great color, to be honest. Although in Persona 4, it's very prevalent. Anyway. We'll get into that later.
Game I need to get.
Yeah, you do. My mother painted the cabinets 18 years ago in an attempt to bring some sunshine in the house. Over the small fire...
your mother who's colorblind.
Apparently. Over the small fireplace in the adjoining handkerchief-sized family room was a row of pictures. Okay, a handkerchief-sized family room, really?